your journey now begin. In the magic, let's dive in. So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Lunar affinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome in to another live stream. You guys should be proud of me. I'm on here before 11 o'clock. Who am I? Who am I? Big change, especially since yesterday. I didn't get on until after midnight. So technically this is my second live stream today. I will be on tomorrow evening, earlier in the evening, like around 5 or 6. I might be on again later on that night, depending on how things go for me, but I do have plans tomorrow evening. So if I have time when I get home to get on again, I will. But at a minimum, I'm getting on tomorrow around like 5 or 6 Eastern Standard Time. So just so you know, tomorrow's schedule is going to be a little bit different. So if you're wanting free reads or you're wanting to get a reading from me donated, like a donation or whatever, pre-order, those are going to come in a little earlier. So just make sure that you have your notifications turned on, and you'll see me again soon if you don't get a reading tonight. Unique, you can have a yes, no. Just drop your question in the chat for me, okay? Make sure you guys are liking the live stream. If you asked a yes, no question, is the only thing I ask. Amy, I'm glad you thought that was funny. All right, so let's get started. First things first. Amy, yes. Aaron still thinks of you. 2 of Cups. Whether you send him a message or not, or a meme, is totally up to you. But if it were me, if I was the last person to send the text, then I'd probably wait for him to reach out. But do with that information what you will. I did get a yes for you. Shar. Shar, I have a yes. The Chariot. Fake. You have some obstacles ahead, Bake. I have the Five of Wands. I don't know if you're like caught in the middle of like people who aren't getting along very well, or if maybe this is indicating complication or competition with other people, or maybe like unresolved conflict with others or something. So I think that we have to like kind of smooth those situations over. Um, if this isn't resonating for you, then it just might indicate some obstacles ahead. But the path is correct. It's just knowing that it's not going to be smooth sailing right away because I have the Three of Wands. So I feel like they're saying you're walking the right road, but there may be some obstacles in the way before you get to where you're going. Maya. Okay, so Marine X Samuel. Maya, another yes. I have to jump forward for you. Welcome in. Emily, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. You're welcome, Amy. Pisces, thank you for the donation. I'll update the donation list momentarily. Hey, Sienna, welcome in. Bake says it is. That's okay. It resonates. Okay, perfect. Glad to hear it. All right, Manor. I have a yes for Manor. I have the Nine of Cups. Remember that if I give you guys a yes or no answer, I typically don't give elaboration on these unless I feel called to. But I will always tell you what card I pulled so that way you can Google the meaning of that card if you want further information, or you can always donate to get a mini reading with me or an in-depth to elaborate further on your question as well. Emily R. Emily, I have a no, the devil. If you're wanting to see this person, you might need to use your free will to influence the outcome and try to change the future. Okay? Unique. All right, so unique. First and foremost, I believe in tarot. I believe in what I do. I believe in intuition. I believe in psychic ability. For all intents and purposes, I have to tell you that you have to make this decision on your own at the end of the day. And I have to say that this is for entertainment purposes. So when you're in a situation that's very serious like this, you have to use your own discernment and what is best for you. However, the question that you asked, I will tell you what card I pulled, and I got the Knight of Wands. This is a yes for your question. This is the energy of very like passionate, quick to anger, quick to be impulsive. Okay. So this means that you're dealing with someone who doesn't think through before they act. So you just have to protect yourself and do what you think is best for yourself in the moment, okay? All right. Aisha. He has not given up, Aisha. I have the 9 of Swords and the Death card, okay? He feels like he has not gotten closure, the world, so he has not given up. Sienna, I wouldn't say this is intentional. I have the Fool. So if you are becoming his plan B, it feels like it's a subconscious mindset. I don't think this person outright is trying to be malicious and make you a second option for him. But the Fool is a little naive. So it's like the energy of being naive and not really knowing what's best. It's the energy of being a little ignorant, a little just unaware, I guess. So to answer your question, I got a maybe. Okay. I got the Strength card clarifying it. So what that's telling me is that you are kind of like a second option in his mind, or like a backup plan, but it's more like he just expects you to be there for him or something, or he expects you to be available if whatever he's got going on does not work out. It's not that he's intentionally saying, "Oh, well, she deserves to be a plan B, like I'm just going to walk all over her." Like, it's not like that. I don't think it's intentional, meaning I don't think he consciously thinks to himself, I'm just going to keep her on the side and keep her on the line and lead her on. So that way, if this falls through, then I can just be with her. But I do think on some level, he believes that you will make yourself available to him. Therefore, he might put you in that category. Okay. Oh, oh. You're welcome, Emily. Ari, yeah, go ahead and post your question. Hey, Roses. You guys, stop freaking out. I still have people to read for. I post that the free list is closed, so that way I have like a stopping point. So that way when people like post after that, then I'm like, sorry, you gotta donate. But I'm still working through the free list right now, so it's okay. Don't stress out. All right. Sophia. Technically, my cutoff is when I say in the subject, by the way. So, like, if I'm doing readings and, like, my cutoff happens, technically, like, I should be allowed to be done doing readings, but I don't do that to you guys. So, Sophia, well, Sagittarius, I'm dating, reached back out to me. Sagittarius, Sophia's dating, reached back out. You're welcome, Sophia. I am getting a yes for you, Ace of Wands and the Chariot, Sophia. Emily. Emily, I have a yes. Six of Wands and the Star. This is like the energy of having hope and celebrating, or people celebrating you and how far you've come. Chibi. And also this is just a reminder, guys, that because I can see the views are kind of high right now. I will be on tomorrow, Thursday, at a different time than usual. Probably my best guess is around 5 or 6 p.m. So with that being said, if you want free reads tomorrow from me, just know I'm getting on a little earlier. I am Eastern time zone. So if you're on the East Coast, then around 5 or 6. And then if you're not in that time zone, just like do the math. But make sure that you're here tomorrow evening earlier if you're wanting another shot at free questions with me, okay? Chibi, I have a yes for you. I have the Queen of Swords. Jano. Jano, I have a yes for you. 10 of Cups. King of Wands also showed up as well. Mature. Mature, I have a maybe. I'll say not yet. Not yet. 5 of Wands. I don't think so. Not right now. You're welcome, Sienna. I'm glad that it makes sense. You're welcome, everyone. Jano, yeah, it's a great card. By the way, I followed you on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I followed the right one. All right, so last person on the free list is Ari, and then we're gonna get started on donations, okay? Oh, I'm getting a yes for you, Ari. I have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, of course. Happy to support. All right, friends, that's it for the free list. Let's update donations. All right, so Philomena is a pre-order. After that, I have Pisces. Donations are still open. Philomena, we are ready for you. We're going to give Philomena maybe another minute or two. If she's not here, then we'll move on to Pisces. Pisces, if you're here, will you check in with me? Because I might go ahead and get started with your question if Philomena doesn't check in. Hey there, go ahead and post your question. I have you down for a mini reading right now. Wondering Brian's relationship status. Is he still with Nikki? Okay, one sec. Is he still with Nikki? I am getting a yes, Pisces. This feels like, I don't know why. It feels like maybe more of a serious connection because I have the 10 of Cups. So like this, oh my God, my voice. What the heck? This is like the card of, oh, hey, Philomena. I got your question, girl. This is like the card of like long-term relationships that sometimes can lead to a life partner or a marriage. It's the card of feeling feeling, what is the word? Aligned with someone. So it does feel like they are still seeing each other. And maybe it's working towards something like serious, or it is considered serious. Let me see. That was so weird, my voice. I don't know what the heck happened there. I've been feeling a little raspy lately. I might have to get some tea or something. I think Pisces, I think this connection's going to take a turn though. I don't think they're going down a great path. I think that something is going to happen very like suddenly or unexpectedly. So I think what's going on between them is that like they are just going about their merry way, connected, seeing each other. And I think that they both are thinking that this is something more than what meets the eye. Like, because the 10 of Cups is like, you know, oh, this is the person I'm gonna marry. Like, I don't see, it's like family, you know. I don't really see that this person, that the two of them, Brian and Nikki, really foresee an ending to their relationship. But I do think that something's going to happen because I pulled the 10 of Swords. I was like, I don't really know if that's for Pisces or not. I put it back in the deck, and then 3 of Swords came out. So it's like both of those cards talk about endings, and feeling like heavy, feeling weighed down, feeling wounded, feeling maybe even like betrayed or something like that, or heartbroken. So I do feel like it does take a turn. Okay. Now, if they are able to fix this, they can recalibrate it into a better outcome for themselves. But it's like something's got to be worked on between the two of them in this connection in order for them to change that future for themselves. I just don't necessarily feel like things are looking great for them long term, even though they both are in the headspace that they're going to be together, because neither of them see a future where they're broken up. But I think something happens, and I think it's something that they've got to work through because it looks like heartbreak in their future, to be honest. They need to get better at communicating with each other. They have to implement maybe like some new things about their relationship, because it's like the focus isn't on their relationship right now. You said they have a child together, so maybe they are busy being parents and they're not putting enough into their connection that they should be. Maybe they're distracted because they have a kid and they've got, you know, responsibilities. So I think unless they're able to recognize this in advance, then they're looking down the road to a breakup. But they are currently still seeing each other right now, is what I'm getting. So hopefully that answers your question, Pisces. Did you want to add on for any other questions, or does that answer your question? You're welcome, Pisces. Okay. All right. Next up, we've got Philomena for an in-depth reading. Philomena. Hisham's intentions. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put on Instagram that I was going live. I never forget. I think I only do this like once or twice a year. Completely forgot to send a notification. Let me do that real quick. I'm like, it's kind of quiet in here. Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, Philomena, thanks for checking in, girl. All right, what are Sean's intentions for Philomena? What are Sean's intentions for Philomena? Okay, so Philomena, I think you have someone here, Hisham. I think that he wants to show you a good time. He wants for you to have fun together. He wants to feel the chemistry. He wants to maybe admit some feelings as well. We have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So it's kind of like exploring feelings and exploring like the chemistry, and like it's the aces are like the start of something. So it's kind of like the spark has been lit and we're just fanning the flames at this point. He wants to see where this can go. With the Ace of Cups being here, even though the Ace of Wands is here too, the Ace of Cups does make me feel like we're looking more on the relationship side, because the Ace of Cups is like new beginnings, new romance, new love, something like that. And so I feel like he's saying like, maybe for him, because the Ace of Wands came out first, maybe for him it was more of an attraction at first, you know how they say like love at first sight? I think it was like attraction for him. He that was like the first thing, is that like I'm really attracted to her. But I think because the Ace of Cups is here too, it's like, let's explore, like, is this a love connection? Is this something more that we can have? And I think he wants to kind of wow you a little bit. I feel like he wants to make an impression. He wants to set himself aside and apart from the rest, and maybe even try to like fulfill some wishes that you have. Like maybe if you tell him, oh, I've always really wanted to go here, and then he surprises you with a date to that place. Like I feel like he kind of wants to fulfill some wishes that you have. He really like wants to impress you. And I feel like he's not afraid of a challenge either. Like, I think even if you play hard to get, I think it doesn't matter for him. He's fine with that. Like, he'll continue to pursue you. Unless you outright flat out say, I'm not interested. I do not wish for you to pursue me any longer. If you do, I'll block you, kind of thing. I think it doesn't matter. He's going to take any like response that you give to him as like an opening, as long as you're not completely shooting him down. He's not one to shy away from a challenge. So I think that he, you know, and he's fine too with competition as well. Like I think that for whatever reason he feels like let the best man win. Like he's in this mentality of kind of fighting for it, kind of fighting for you a little bit. You said he's someone from 10 years ago and now he wants to date you. Oh my gosh. Hey, blessed one, welcome in. I'm not doing free questions anymore tonight, but you're more than welcome to donate or check back in next time. For the free reads, I do those at the beginning of my live streams. You're welcome, Ari. Oh yeah, you did. You did get Ace of Cups. Well, I think that's why it's important that like you guys stick around, because sometimes with readings there's like certain readings will resonate for you and you'll get like guidance listening to someone else's reading. So I always recommend like hanging out, because if something feels, you know, I don't want to feed into delusions. Like if the reading's not for you, it's not for you. But sometimes we have what we call like postcards, where sometimes there's a message in someone else's reading that you need to hear. So it's always fun to stick around and see if there's anything that you can get out of it. Hey, Kayla, that sounds great. Thank you so much. He said his feelings came back and you only hung out once. That doesn't surprise me like in the least. I really feel like this guy, I feel like he wants to I feel like he wants to kind of I feel like the big word here is explore. He's like, I'm not going to back down from a fight. I'm not afraid of a challenge. I'm not afraid of competition. I want to show her a good time. I want to fulfill her wishes. I want her to feel like number one for me, because he's showing you as the Queen of Wands. So he's saying like she's beautiful, she's smart, she's got a good head on her shoulders, she's a catch, like she really knows what she wants. Like she doesn't need a man, she wants a man, kind of thing. Maybe he's like admiring your career, maybe he's just like admiring like you and your personality and just the choices that you make generally. And so he's here saying like she's just got it all. She's got everything going for her, and I like really want to show her a good time. I really want her to feel like I'm adding value to her life. Like I want her to know I'm serious. I want her to really feel like I'm being intentional. He said he's excited. Delulu is the Salulu. Are you excited, Philomena, for this? I feel like he wants to wow you. Like he's very much into the idea of impressing you. Um he told you the other day that he likes that you're always smiling no matter what. And you never knew people noticed that. Yeah, so like there's definitely something about you. Well, more than one thing. But it's like you kind of are different to him too. So he really wants to make a good impression. I think honestly, you're going to get from him whatever you want, basically. Like, I think he's going to take whatever you give him, and I think that he wants to give you as much as, oh my God, I'm sorry. He wants to give you as much as he can. There's a lot of passion from him as well. So he feels a strong attraction for you. I think he's excited to see where this goes. There's a lot of like enthusiastic energy, like just like overly eager to see you. Hey Solani, I'm not doing free readings right now. You're more than welcome to donate if you'd like. And just for future reference, when I do free readings, they're yes, no questions. I think too, he doesn't like ever want you to feel pressure, Philomena, as well. Like I feel like he's like I said, he's gonna take whatever you give him. Like he's gonna like accept anything. Like if you don't even want to hug him at the end of the night, that's fine. But if you want to give him a kiss, that's fine too. Like I feel like he doesn't want you to feel any pressure and he wants to take the pressure off. So it's like even if it's more like a friendly vibe on Friday, that's fine with him. Really, he just is excited to spend time with you. So I really think that's all you need to do is just give him your time and he's happy. So that's what I have for you, Philomena. But before I move on, did you want to add on to your reading? Solani, I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying. I'm not doing free readings anymore. The free list is closed. So you'll have to check back in next time, okay? I do free readings at the beginning of every live stream. So as long as you get here early enough, you can get a free question. Oh gosh. Just make sure that you stay subscribed, Solani. Make sure you stay subscribed because I always have a chat timer, basically meaning that if you're not a subscriber, you can't immediately talk in the chat. So stay subscribed. You'll get notifications and you can get in and talk in the chat as soon as you arrive rather than having to wait. Philomena, that sounds great. I hope you have fun on your date on Friday. If I don't see you before then, definitely come back in and give us an update because I'm looking forward to hearing about it. Okay, so next up I have Kayla. Kayla, are we doing a mini with add-on messages or are we doing an in-depth for you? All good. Will you be in a better space anytime soon in regards to healing from Maurice? Okay, let's see. And are we doing a mini reading for you with messages or are we doing an in-depth? Just so I know how many cards to pull. Okay. I realize how tired I am. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm getting that you'll feel some movements in this healing space in Aries season. And we are approaching Aries season very quickly. When does Aries season start? Aries season. All right, so in about a month to 2 months, we will be approaching Aries season. So give it about 4 weeks and then know that like Aries season lasts about a month. So like a month to 2 months, okay? You wish you were tired? Oh my god. Do you have issues with insomnia? My schedule has been really weird lately, like really fucking weird. I basically take like 3 to 4 hour stretches of sleep and I do that like 2 times a day. So like people normally sleep like 8 hours and then they're awake the entire day and until they go to bed. I'm sleeping for like 4 hours and then I'm waking up and then I'm awake for a whole stretch of time and then like later at night I take a nap for like 3 to 4 hours and then I wake up. It's like every 12 hours I'm taking like a 3 to 4 hour nap. It's weird. I don't really understand what's going on. I joke about how like my husband and I we want to have kids soon. I'm like maybe my spirit baby's like preparing me for shorter stints of sleep or something. But it's been going on the last like week or so. It's very weird. I don't really know what to attribute it to, but I just like hit this like super sleepy something. Hey Emily, welcome in. How are you? I'm sorry you've been stressed, Kayla. Take something. Take something. I remember I was having a hard time. My husband and I, well, it was back when we were just dating, but we were living together and we took like a little time apart, and it was hard for me. And I remember just like all I wanted to do was sleep because I wanted to just sleep everything away. And I would take Benadryl every single night just to help me sleep and like stay asleep. And there's nothing wrong with like taking like melatonin or Benadryl or taking CBD that helps relax you so that you can get some sleep at night, because sometimes that's what you need. You need like a little help. So there's nothing wrong with that if you feel that's what you need to do. But to get back to your reading, I am getting Aries season. So I'm getting in about a month to 2 months, you're going to really start to feel some movement in your healing stage, okay? But they're telling me that more specifically, July, August is where things really start to feel like you've come out on the other side. So like Leo season. All right. King of Wands. So Aries is where it starts, but it really starts to feel like a big change in this summer. I feel like Spirit wants you to know that there is success here. There's mental clarity, victory, breakthroughs, and really just feeling like you made it, like you got to the other side of this, and you're only a couple months away from that happening. Tell me more about this healing, please. All right, this Ace of Pentacles wants to talk. It's come out twice. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. This might sound weird, Caleb, and maybe you're like, not looking for it. Like, that's not you. That's like the farthest thing from my mind right now. But I think you got another love interest coming in this year. And I think they're going to come in before you know it. Maybe even before you feel like you're ready. But this is going to be the type of person that's going to be really hard for you to turn down. I think it's going to be relatively soon. And that's why I think it's going to be this year. And I think that this person helps you to see that there's so much more available to you. And maybe even Maurice will make an appearance again just to test you. The universe will test you to say, or do you really want something new, or do you want Maurice again? And you have to kind of decide, because you're presented with both options. So definitely go with the new option if you can. But I feel like you've got someone coming in this year for you for sure. It's like they're seeing a new opportunity in love coming in quick, way before she's ready, or way before she thinks she's ready. This person's going to kind of change the game for you. Yeah, but the thing is that this person's not coming in to serve as a distraction for you. But I do think that this person does help you move on easier from Maurice, though. Okay? Knight of Cups, Two of Cups. So my only offer of advice is to not go back to Maurice unless you truly, truly think you haven't gotten him out of your system, and that if any other future relationship comes in, you're just going to ruin that relationship because you just can't get over Maurice and you really need to like see that through, then do what you've got to do. However, my advice is to not do that, because then you're just going to keep pushing this really great person off further and further. And what we don't want is to like procrastinate or prolong a really good situation, especially in love, because that's really hard to come by. But like I said, this person's not here to serve as a distraction. This isn't supposed to be a rebound situation. You are supposed to get some healing done first. So just really, really, really spend the time right now healing, getting to know yourself, and looking forward to the next person that's coming in for you. Don't look back is basically the message. Just do what you have to do right now to heal. I think the hardest part about breakups, the hardest part about like moving on from someone is two things. One, it's letting go of what you thought was going to happen, having to grieve a future that you never got to experience, right? And then secondarily, it's really hard when you're in love with someone or you have really strong feelings for someone that you're no longer with. It's really hard to picture what the next person's going to look like. It's really hard to put a face to it. And so all you can picture is what you know. And I think that's why it's so easy for people to get back with people they've been with, because that familiarity, you know what you're getting. And that makes it a lot easier. It's a lot harder to sit there and picture, oh, who's my next person going to be? What are they going to be like? What are they going to look like? And if you're still hurting and trying to heal wounds, a lot of times it's something you don't want to think about. And also it's hard to imagine. So between those two things, it makes heartbreak difficult. But at some point, you are going to get to the point where you're excited to see. Maybe you're there now. I don't know. But you'll be excited to see what the next person's going to be like. And trust me, it gets better than you can even imagine. Okay? Yeah, you're focused on getting yourself together. It's hard when they cheat on you and you're sidelined a week after Christmas. I know. You know, can I tell you a quick story? Unless you want to add on, then feel free to do that. But I'm going to tell you a quick story. That exact situation happened with my sister. She was dating someone. She had been with him. I mean, it was her high school sweetheart, okay? So they were young. But she had been with him, and he ended up started working at this place. And he ended up, like, I guess, catching feelings for someone that he was working with. And my sister could see kind of like a shift in him, and she wasn't really sure what was going on. And mind you, they probably weren't going to be together forever. Again, they were high school sweethearts. However, he ends up breaking things off with her, and literally within days, he was in a new relationship. So it's very clear that he was jumping ship. And not only that, but they got married in pretty much immediately. I think they got married within the year. And then they immediately had kids. And I want to say they're twins. So in the amount of time that her and him, my sister and him were together, like the entire duration of their relationship, in that time frame, he had already broken up with her, gotten with this girl, married this girl, and had kids with this girl. So it was kind of like a slap in the face for my sister, and she was just like, I can't believe that happened. She's obviously not emotional about it. This was, 13, 14 years ago, probably. I honestly don't remember. Definitely over 10 years ago. However, life got so good for her after that happened. I truly think karma is real. I really do. And she's with her now husband, and they have the most amazing son. They got another baby on the way, and she's living her best life. And I truly think that everything happens the way that it's supposed to. So just let that karma be on him. Him cheating, let that karma be on him. I don't want you to carry that with you any longer because it had nothing to do with you. And if you feel like it did have something to do with you, then work on those parts of yourself and prepare yourself better for the next relationship. But don't carry the weight of someone else's actions, someone else's choices. It's not on you. You should only be carrying the decisions that you make. You know what I mean? Hey, Faithful. I got it. Thanks, girl. Faithful, I have one person in front of you, okay? That sounds great, Kayla. What's your yes/no question? Let's take a look. I got a no, Kayla. I have the 8 of Swords. This card can talk about drama, feeling victimized. It's a very negative mindset to be in. It's like mental restriction or limitation. It seems as though in her mind is just like very negative in general. So I don't think that she has enough awareness to feel bad. But as they say, you lose him how you got him, and she's going to lose him in the same way that she got him in the relationship. And so he's going to probably cheat on her. It's just what happens. I honestly just like cannot believe that. That is absolutely crazy to me. It's hard to find people that you can trust. It's really, really hard. And you want to have the best you want to believe the best in people, and you want to believe that they have the best intentions. You got to be careful who you let in your space, Kayla. I'm the type of person who my energy in my house is so important to me. Literally the only person that I let in this house is the person that pays for my mortgage, which is my husband. If people are having like events, like birthday parties or get-togethers or whatever, or even just like stopping by to say hi, I'm like, let me go to your house. I'll come to you. I'll drive to you. I'll go to your house. I don't want people in my house. I don't want their energy here. The only thing I do is host Thanksgiving. That is literally the only time that I have people in my home. Most of the time we're going to their house. Even like if we're having like a little like get together, like for example, we're having a meeting. And it's just the way it's naturally worked out. But I'm having a meeting with my sister on Thursday just because we've got some side businesses that we're starting. And I'm going to her house. It's just expected that I'm going to her house because everyone knows like my house is like my sanctuary and I have to protect the energy that comes into it. But I love my sister and I love her energy, so I wouldn't mind her being here. I typically don't. Usually I come to you because it's just very important to me that this energy does not get weird up in here. He said, right, like, girl, if I would have known that's who you were, I would never let you in my house. Seriously. It was the night we all found out, so I honestly thought she didn't know either, and I'm a girl's girl. Yeah. Yeah. I feel almost as if, like, she kind of just didn't care. Like, she just, I don't know. Like, I feel like she found out like you, but maybe she kind of had a feeling all along that he was seeing someone else as well. But when she found out, it wasn't enough for her to like break things off with him. So like I said, she feels restricted in some way. I don't know why. Maybe she feels like she doesn't deserve better. Truly don't know. Yeah. You got to protect like your home. You got to protect your energy. I know moving forward you will. Some people like they know. Some people, like I said, ignorance. Like if people want to believe something, they can make themselves believe it. That's why we all say that like reality is what you make it. You know, if you think it, wait, what is the expression? It's like if I think it, I become it. I think it, I am it. What you think about, you bring about, that kind of vibe. The whole like thing is, like you said, I think it was you. I can't remember. It was you that said Delulu is the Salulu. It was somebody here said that. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on with her is that she'd rather remain ignorant. She'd rather remain delusional. She'd rather make up her own narrative in her mind about something than face the truth. Well, I mean, I think that also can make someone a little bit more desperate to just kind of devil's advocate here. Yeah, she's older with kids and she should know better because she's walked this earth longer. However, sometimes that can have the adverse effect. If she's older and she has kids, she might feel like she doesn't have a lot of options. She might be thinking to herself like, "Oh, I'm just getting older. I also have kids. Not many people would want to be with someone who's older or someone who has kids. It's hard enough to date as it is, let alone like adding that to the mix." And maybe she feels like her options are limited and so she's willing to settle. But there's definitely some kind of insecurity here for her, is what I'm getting. Yeah, so she feels like she has less options. Oops, let me do that. Pisces, are you here? All right, Kayla, that's what I've got for you, girl. Hopefully this is bringing some clarity to you, for you. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next person. We've got Pisces. You're welcome, Kayla. Have a great night. Pisces said she wanted me to type in the chat when I was ready for her. So hopefully she comes in. Pisces, we are ready for you. Hey, Culture, welcome in. I was looking between Brian and I, but no movement. I still have to see him in passing every couple of months. And last year you said something will cause Brian and Nikki to run into problems, wondering if I will be the problem. Okay, got it. Yes, it makes sense. Will Pisces be the problem? Will Pisces be the problem? No. I'm getting a no for you. You will not be the cause. Double confirmation is saying no. It will not be you. They have their own issues that they have to work through, that they are working through right now. I think these are problems that it's almost like they want to sweep it under the rug. Like, I'm getting that they might kind of bicker, but it never really gets to a big conversation. It kind of just keeps getting swept underneath the rug. Like, so there's never really any resolution. They just don't want to argue, so they just kind of let it go. And I think this continues on until something big happens. But it's almost like we're losing sleep sometimes because of our frustrations. I think that they have a hard time with confrontation. It's either like explosive or it's like they're avoiding it. There's no real like in between, and therefore there's no real resolve. And I feel like that's really what's going on with them, is they're like avoiding. So, for instance, if they're like focused on co-parenting and they're not putting enough into their relationship that they should be, they're going to just avoid that. They're going to pretend like everything is fine until it isn't, until they realize that things are too far gone and they should have been putting the work in all along, but they were hoping that the problem would eventually go away. It's kind of one of those things where they want to avoid. But it is something that's going on between them that it brings them both mental anguish. Maybe even having to confront things is like what brings them anxiety, makes it hard for them to sleep. I feel like between the two of them, it's kind of like a elephant in the room. Like they both know what's going on, but they're neither one of them want to say anything about it. But I don't think that it's you. I don't think you are the problem. You could be potentially a part of the fallout. Like, for instance, if they break up, then maybe that frees him open to be with you or pursue you. Like, that might be like a secondary thing. Again, that's not your question, so I don't know. But I think we have to focus on what's going on at hand between them right now. Because like I said, if things are taking a turn for the worse, then we're looking towards a breakup. We're looking towards the barrel of a breakup right now for them. But again, they could, use their free will and change the trajectory of this. But it's something that they would have to recognize in advance. In the current timeline that they're on, the current path that they're on, they don't get to this in time. They run out of time and the alarms start going off and it's too late. So unless one of them have a change of heart and decide to confront this, I do think they will be breaking up. And again, like I said, I don't think you're the reason. I feel like they feel kind of stuck. Both of them know that they're not fully getting what they need out of this connection, but I think because they have history and they know that they'll always be connected through their child together, that they just put up with this like low bar, if you will. Like they're I don't want to say they're settling in a relationship together, because I do think that there's love there, but I feel like they both kind of have this feeling that there could be a better option out there, and they just don't explore that. So it's like they both think that they're good enough, but they both think that maybe there could be a better option for them out there. It's kind of like, like when you're grading something and you're like, poor, fair, good, excellent. Like, I feel like they have a good relationship, but not an excellent relationship. So it feels like there's something lacking, and it feels like they're trying to figure out if they can find that, what they're lacking in each other, if they revamp the connection, if they try harder, if they nurture it better. Can this relationship reach the potential that they're looking for, or is it something that they're going to have to break away from and try to find in someone else? So that's what it feels like to me, Pisces. Hopefully this answers your question. It's hard to elaborate on yes/no questions, but I did my best. But yeah, that's what I've got for you. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the chat that I'm done. Okay. So next up on the list, I have faithful. Are you faithful? I've decided to walk away from Derek for good. It's just not going anywhere. How will he feel when he comes to the realization that I won't see him again? Tell your brother to stop screaming. Tell him you're not interested. Faithful. Don't scratch that. What are you doing? Go find your scratching post. I feel like he's kind of come to the realization already. It's not like a complete, oh, this is final. So he still has a little ways to go, but there's some aspect that I'm pulling on right now from him that he is aware that this is not working and that you're done. 5 of Wands here indicates that he witnesses and acknowledges the fact that you guys are on different pages. You're not seeing eye to eye here. The 5 of Wands is like conflict, like we're on different sides. And that's something that he's witnessing, that he's acknowledging. And I think that he understands that you had to do what was right for you. The justice card is here indicating that you needed to get your justice from this. You needed to kind of set that boundary for yourself. And I do feel like there's a big part of him that already knows. Maybe not consciously. Maybe his ego is telling him, oh, she'll be back. But I think intuitively he knows, like, this time felt different. Like, this felt different. And that he knows, like, it's most likely never going to happen again. Now, he probably will feel like he can still have access to you so long as you remain single. But I think that it's really going to hit him when you start dating someone new and he doesn't have that access to you anymore. And his charms and his wit and his banter and his advances do not work on you anymore. That's really where it's going to hit him. But I think it's not emotional. It's not an emotional reaction that he's having. Like, he's not heartbroken and being like, oh my God, you broke my heart. I can't believe this. Like, it's not like that. He's not invested in that way. He will be disappointed that he doesn't have access to you anymore. He will be disappointed because the strength card is here, and the strength card kind of talks about the influence that we have on someone. He feels like he has an influence over you. He feels like he has some kind of influence, like he can just turn on the charm and you're just going to fall to your knees for him. And I think that once he realizes like that's no longer the case anymore, I think this will be extremely disappointing for him because I feel like in certain aspects, you're the best he's ever had. Like, I feel especially if you guys like actually hooked up, like he's gonna like literally think about this for the rest of his life. But I feel like for him in general, he intentionally did not invest emotionally. He kept that guard up because I think on some level he knew he probably would mess this up. He probably would sabotage this in some way. And he kept that emotional distance from you, Faithful. So I think for him, once he realizes and he knows for sure that if he tries to come around, you're not interested, you will ignore him. You know what I mean? Like block and delete kind of vibe, especially because you're talking to someone new. This will be a disappointment for him because he won't have access to you anymore. You said he's so detached. Yeah. So like I said, it's not an emotional disappointment, but it is a disappointment nonetheless, because he will realize that he is like, oh, I can't just turn on my charisma and like my charm and like really woo her back into my life. And now that she's seeing someone new, I can't have access to her anymore. And I think honestly, you will just be that person that I don't know if he's the type of person to regret, so I don't want to say regret, but I feel like you're the person that if, let's just say you started dating someone new and didn't work out, he would come back around and see if you were open to exploring this again. Even if he hasn't changed, I feel like he would still try to see, is she going to settle? Will she try again with me and settle again? And I think that it's less about his feelings for you and more about what you'll allow of him. So, yeah, it just feels like he'll be disappointed. But it's more so because he doesn't get to spend time with you anymore, talk to you anymore. Especially if he's the type of person that is kind of like selfish. Like whenever you guys would have interactions, it was like, what can you do for me? I actually like had this conversation before, the difference between, I actually need to make a TikTok about it. The difference between a high caliber man and a boy is that a boy says, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? What can you do for me? And a man says, what can I do for you? A man is of service. A boy needs to be serviced. And that is literally the difference between a woman and a little girl too. Children need to be taken care of. So if you're not grown up and you have not matured, you feel you need to be catered to. And if you have grown up, you realize that there's a bigger world out there, a bigger perspective, and that you, the adult, the grown up, the matured person, is like, okay, how do I reciprocate this? How do I give back to you? And so that's the problem with Derek, is that he wants to be serviced. He doesn't want to be of service. And I'm just happy for you that you got yourself out of that. Just don't go back, please. No matter what it is he's promising you or saying that he'll do, in 2025, we follow actions, not words. Yay, I'm happy to hear that. You're welcome, Faithful. I know. I'm sorry you're disappointed, girl. If I could tell you everything that I have been through, and I've had my Derek before, more than one, is that life gets so much better. It gets better than you can ever think. And the best thing that you can do for yourself is to not put yourself in a situation where you're prolonging that pain and that suffering and that frustration. Don't waste your time. There is like too much life to be lived. All right, Faithful. Have a great night. Deep is in the house. Oh man, my millennial self just came through just then. All right, so culture. I always say deep. I'm sorry. I know that's. I don't know why I do that. Culture. Post your question. Oh, you okay? Wow, I'm all over the place. I see that you just sent it. So you said, "What should I know about what 2025 has in store?" All right, let's take a look. Yeah. For some reason, your question isn't coming through to the StreamYard side. So I'm just going to repost it so that I can put it on the screen. All right. What should you know about what 2025 has in store? What should a culture know about what 2025 has in store? Oh, well, first out, we have the lovers. Culture, remind me, are you in a relationship? I don't think you are. I don't think you are. I don't recall, but I don't think you are. You got the lovers. So you got literally like a person coming in. The sun is also here. This is like Gemini, Cancer, Leo season. This is very like June, July, August vibes here with the lovers and the sun. That's Gemini, Leo energy. Yeah. I think this is a person because it feels like significant with the major arcana. Oh, and I just saw the 2 of cups and the 10 of cups. Holy shit, culture. I think you've got a person coming in for you this year. I think you have a major love coming in for you. That's all they want to talk about. You do have some money coming in for you as well. I don't know if it's like liquid money, but I think it's money making opportunities. So I don't know if you'll turn a profit this year from this, but I do think that there's opportunities coming to you to make additional income. And that's the Ace of Pentacles. You also have the Knight of Cups. You have got a lover. You've got a lover coming in. A very strong one. King of Cups, Knight of Cups, all the cups. This is almost like husband material. Truth be told. I think something's happening. Something picks up over the summertime. What's going on with this money situation? What's going on with this money situation? Culture, what do you do for a living right now? Market research analysis or analyst. Ooh, wine. That's fun. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this money-making opportunity because I have the Queen of Cups and the Devil. So this is like a feminine toxic energy. I don't remember if you said you have any like women around you that aren't good for you. Do you have issues financially, like work related or money or whatever? Do you have issues with a woman in your life? So I'm trying to figure out if this is a warning or if this is something that's already happening. You don't have anything you can make money out of. You can't see yourself having a side gig, but you'll keep an ear out. Yeah, I've got like issues with this woman. The Devil is what they're saying. You work with a real bee. Okay. I feel like she's going to continue to be a problem. I love how Spirit just says whatever they want to say. Because I'm like, tell me more about the money. And they're like, wait, let's talk about this bitch real quick. All right, tell me more about this money-making opportunity, please. Investing. It doesn't seem like something that, because like I said, I don't know if it's necessarily money that you'll be making a profit on right away, but it's something that's going to create and generate income for you long term. And I asked what it's about, and I saw the Four of Pentacles, and that talks about saving and or investing. Have you looked into investing? She's the devil. You said she has hormonal issues and family trouble. No, I probably. Oh, right. I do remember. Yeah. No, I do remember that. Family trouble. Get better at financial management. So, they want you to like look through your finances, like cancel reoccurring subscriptions. If you have an iPhone, like for example, if you sign up for prescriptions pretty often, you can go into your iPhone and click on your name and settings and look under your subscriptions and see if you have any like open subscriptions that don't need to be that you don't need to be paying on, streaming services, things like that. Kind of restructuring or budgeting. But I do think you said need to make some moves. So I think that's something that should be a focus of yours right now. Again, I do remember, like I said, I don't always remember the readings, but I do recall telling you that at some point you're going to be with a person that it's not going to be all on your shoulders, that you're not meant to carry the weight alone. So I think that all you can do right now until that person comes in for you is to just do your best. Revamp your financial management and potentially look into maybe investing and seeing if there's anything that you can do. There is actually this girl on TikTok, and she teaches you how to invest for as little as like $10. You can invest in. So I've like been watching her stuff here and there. I need more exposure to her because I'm just not in the headspace right now. I've got too many other things going on that I haven't had a chance to really sit down and like take her advice and like listen to what she has to say. But she's made herself a millionaire, I think she said, by 30 or something. So she's clearly doing something right. And then she teaches you how to do it. And you don't need a lot to invest in the beginning. So it makes me wonder if maybe you should be looking into something like that just to kind of be making passive income while you sleep, essentially. You know what I mean? You said you were supposed to do that today, but you were too tired. Loads of things you need to cancel. Yes. Good. Well, I'm glad. Yes, don't be lazy. Long overdue. Yeah, so definitely don't want to do that. We definitely want to revamp all the subscriptions that we have and just see what it is that you can do about maybe if you order out a lot, if you DoorDash a lot, if you Instacart your groceries or you get groceries delivered and then you like never eat the food because it goes to waste. Cancel those subscriptions. Let's see. Anything else for culture? Anything else for culture? I feel like you're going through a energetic time as well, culture, upcoming in the next couple of months. I think Aries season is really going to hit you in a very positive way. Lots of like pep in your step, like the whole spring forward, literal spring, all of that, I think is really going to open things up for you a little bit. You're going to be feeling more energetic, maybe more active. Just zesty, a little zesty. So yeah, that's what I have for you, culture. I guess they just really wanted you to pay attention to your finances, be prepared for love. Know that girl that's a bitch at your job is going to continue to be a bitch at your job. That you still are going to have problems with her, and that things should feel a little bit lighter, a little more airy, a little bit happier maybe in the next month or two for you. Hey, Eliana, welcome in. I'm not doing free readings tonight anymore. I did that about an hour and a half ago. But if you want to remain a sub and check back next time we're live, every time I go live on YouTube, at the beginning of the first 15 minutes, I do free yes no questions for people. So make sure you get here early and stay subscribed so you can talk in the chat as soon as possible. And as long as the list is still open for free questions, you can ask. And this opportunity is available multiple times a week. I speak. Hello. Welcome in. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I slept for 4 hours last night. I'm so sleepy. I think I also if I sign off here, I don't know if anyone else is going to donate, but if not, I'm going to sign off and probably go to bed. I'm getting past the point where I'm getting a little silly cuz I'm so tired. But I'll be on early tomorrow night, by the way, Thursday, Eastern time zone, probably around 5 or 6. I was saying earlier that I have plans after I sign off of here tomorrow night, and that depending on when I get home, I might get back on and do a second live stream, but I can't make any guarantees on that. So that's why I'm going live early, just to get it done. Yay, I will take all of the zest I can get. Thank you. You're welcome, Culture. Thank you for stopping in. It's always a pleasure to do readings for you. Sorry I don't remember all the details all the time. It's hard. It's hard to do that when you do readings for people a lot. I'm trying to take a breather because my car has fleas. Now I gotta deal with... Oh, your cat has fleas? I was like, your car has fleas. I mean, I think that could still happen if you had an animal in there recently. Bye, Culture. Have a good night. I'm sorry to hear about your kitty. Oh my gosh. You're so tired from working. You were looking forward to resting tomorrow. No, I'm so sorry. That's the freaking worst, man. Cats are worth it. They really are. But man, sometimes they don't do stuff that makes you angry. Obviously, there's nothing that she can do about that. It's not her fault. But yeah, I totally get it. I totally understand. There's been so many times where my husband and I were just like, I just want to go home and just go to bed, and then something happens and we can't because something's going on with the cats. I remember we came home from I want to say either a beach trip or Texas. I can't remember. We were either on a plane for the whole day and we had gotten home at night, or we were driving home from the beach. I can't remember. Either way, we had been away for a while. And we had our brother-in-law checking in on the cats every once in a while. But when we came home, one of my cats was having really bad stomach pains and issues and whatever. And it was that scene in Daddy Daycare when he opens the door and there's literally shit everywhere, just everywhere, on the walls and everything. That's what we came home to from a long trip. The whole entire time on the way home, we were like, oh my God, I'm so excited to get home, unpack, get to shower, go to bed. And we ended up spending our entire night doing that. And it was just insane. Luckily, it was confined to one room, but dear God. So when I just know I feel you. When you say I just wanted a day off, I feel you. Because now you have to take care of her, and I'm so sorry. I want you to be able to get some rest. It's hard to sleep for 8 hours right now, I speak. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know. I don't know if it's because the poles are shifting or what the hell is going on. but I'm literally only able to sleep for 4 hours a night. So it's like I'm doing like double shifts of 4 hours. I was explaining this earlier. Like the last almost week, I'll sleep for 4 hours, and then I'll wake up. I'll be awake for like 12. Then I'll sleep for 4 more. Then I'll be awake for 12. Then I'll sleep for 4 more. And so I am getting 8 hours of sleep within a 24-hour period, but it's not consecutive. And I think that I'm being highly affected. I think there's a collective unrest in our world. Apparently, the North Pole is shifting towards Siberia, and that's affecting a lot of our natural disasters and like the plane crashes and all this stuff. Apparently, whatever. I just don't feel like me sleep wise lately. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll get back to normal, but I'm trying. I am trying. Yeah, not a burden, of course, not a burden. But it's like, it's just what comes with the territory of being a caretaker of another being. Like, that stuff is going to happen, unfortunately. I completely relate to you. You would cry. Yeah, it was not fun. Luckily, that was 3 or 4 years ago. And my husband cleans their litter box and stuff. That's like his responsibility. He like does the whole, they have their own room, so he like does the litter box and sweeps and mops and cleans and whatever. Like that's his thing. See, he likes the kind of responsibilities where it's like a once a week or a couple times a year. That's like his favorite kind of responsibilities. So like mowing the lawn, he doesn't have to do that in the winter, just in the summer. And the summer is like every 2 weeks. Litter box is like once a week. Like that's his favorite thing. The only thing that he does that he stays on top of that's like a every other day kind of thing is the trash and the recycling. But you know, laundry never ends. That's what I'm responsible for. Dishes never end. That's what I'm responsible for. I'm always the one that cleans our bathroom. Luckily, that's not an everyday thing. But he does like the dirty, gross jobs, but he doesn't have to do them as often. So I think the trade-off is pretty fair. But yeah, I feel for you. I wish you had someone to help you. Yeah, thank you. I hope I'm able to catch up on my sleep. We'll see. We shall see. So does your cat have to have like a cat call, like a flea collar? And does she get fleas because she went outside? You're giving her medication orally and giving her a bath tomorrow. You just order everything for delivery for tomorrow. She's an indoor cat. She went inside the other day. Oh, she went outside, but fast. She doesn't go outside though, like ever. Oh no. Do you think that's how that happened? Because she went outside? Even though it wasn't for very long? Maybe so. So our fosters had fleas in their ears. They didn't have it on their fur, but they had it in their ears. So when we took them to the vet, that we had to get these like eardrop things to kind of like, I guess, kill them. And we had to clean their ears. And they did the majority of the work at the vet because they took care of, like, they did the solution or whatever that needed to be done there. But then they were like, it was kind of weird and gross because like the fleas would just kind of like fall out of their ears, like the dead fleas. But we just basically kept them confined. We had a different setup than we do now, but they were still really little, but we had like this playpen and they couldn't jump over it or anything. So we just kind of kept them confined in that area. And then we just like kept them clean. We did have to give them baths a couple of times. And one of the times my husband was like, never again. Because our cat Bodhi was like tearing him up, like scratching him like crazy. He's like, I'd rather bring him to the vet and have them take care of it than do this. My husband, he always wants to throw money at the problem. He's not the kind of do-it-yourself guy per se. It's like if he can hire someone to do it, that's what he wants to do. I don't blame him though. But yeah, I mean, it was never really like a really, really difficult situation. But we did have rugs, like not rugs. We had carpet in that place. And so that was like the scary thing is that if like they embed into your carpet, then their eggs get laid and then you have like a continual problem. But luckily for us, it didn't ever really get too crazy. It's making me itchy now that we're talking about it. As long as I don't know a lot, so like you might have to do your research, but as far as I know, as long as wherever she has access to, there's nothing like that the little larva, whatever it is, can get stuck in. So like as long as she's not rolling around on carpet or rugs or fabric or whatever, then I think it should be fine. But if she is, then it might be, I would just say like vacuum, like if you have a shampooer, like maybe shampoo your couches, like just do whatever you can to kind of eradicate the situation. I don't think you should have to put her in a playpen. I wouldn't spend your money doing that unless you're really concerned with like the fleas getting everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. Our situation wasn't too bad, luckily. They didn't let's just put it this way, they didn't have fleas on their fur. It was just in their ears. So we took care of that and then that's been fine. And they've been indoor cats ever since. So yeah, good thing you did. You ordered everything, a spray, pet safe for furniture and everything. That's perfect. I mean, I think that's really all you can do, you know? Yeah, I mean, the main thing is that you're making her feel more comfortable because those fleas, they are pesky and they itch, and we just, you want to make sure that she's as comfortable as possible. Imagine getting like having a constant itch that you could never scratch. Like that's probably what she's going through. So whatever it is you can do to make her feel more comfortable, I'm sure is more than enough. And it'll go away. I mean, eventually, I think even within like a week, you'll probably notice. And then if you do want to just get like a double check, you could always take her to the vet as well. But that's, of course, more money. So if you can avoid that, that's probably for the best. But anyways, try to get some rest. I know that you've got a lot of work ahead of you tomorrow. Didn't get much of a break, but hopefully you can knock things out within like a couple hours and still have some of your day to yourself. But yeah, definitely stay positive. Take care of your little baby. Yeah, so do what you can at home, obviously. And then if you have to take it a step further, then do that. It was good talking to you. Bye, Lorraine. Have a good night, okay?